Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to look at some of the Black Friday stuff that's popping up on Amazon. There's been some really good deals. This year I'm a little surprised. I did notice a trend where they raise the prices up, and then bring them back down to make the sell seem a little more dramatic if we're following things. So the first thing I wanted to look at was just searching ham radio and then click Black Friday deals. And we come up with the Retivus RT95, and these are like $97. I've seen lots of videos about these. The temporarily offline dude does repair videos of these, but all he actually really does is factory resets them and then sells them to his Patreons on Discord or whatever he does. I don't know, he must be getting them for quite cheap. They are very highly returned, but when you see them for sale used on Amazon, they're not a good deal. You would see, like, might, get like 10 bucks off. It's not worth it. But these are highly returned, which means you could buy a new one and have a really good chance of getting a used one. I don't know what the reason is. I think they have to be unlocked to properly work on the amateur bands. It's okay, but I think for 25 watts, I'd like to see 50 out of the radio. I don't think that's good enough. We got the UV5R Mini, the new radios that are pretty cool. I haven't gotten a chance to play around with one, but they can be programmed from the phone. They have Bluetooth. I believe they can be used with a headset. Airband, USB-C charging. 999 channels. I don't know if they have banks. 999 channels, as you know, is way too many to scan, so you want to have banks. This is a good radio here. I have this radio, the 5RM. So it's fairly rugged, and it's bigger than, well, there's a Quan Shang, but it's bigger than the UV5R by quite a bit. I don't know. It seems to work pretty good. It's pretty close to the rated 10 watts, so it definitely helps. But they're usually around that price. I don't feel like that's a deal. Here we have this $16.15, the new UV17R. This one claims to do the airband, newly upgraded multi-band version, and it claims to have a bigger battery. So I don't know if that's true or not, but it's normally $26, and I've seen it before. So this is a pretty good deal. I would like to buy it, but I don't want to waste the money. There's another radio I'm interested in, but I feel like the price is not worth it at $37. We don't know if the GPS works correctly. Most of the reviews say it doesn't. Here's a radio to definitely avoid, as far as I can tell. I've had two of them. They claim to be GPS 10 watts. They're basically the 5RM without the flashlight, and the GPS unit. When I used mine with APRS, it showed me all over in my area, and then suddenly a few blocks down the road, and then suddenly in Canada, then suddenly in South America, then suddenly in Greenland. And I think that the the GPS unit, it heats up and does something wrong or whatever. I had the thing sitting on a metal barrel in the backyard, and it should have been fine. So it was not. Here's a cool deal on a $69 shortwave radio that claims to have single sideband, the Texan, and I've heard these are pretty good. I don't know how good they are, but they're normally around $100, so it seems like a pretty good price. I mean, it just looks like a copy of like a Grundig Yacht Boy. There's a USB charging port on the side. No, not bad. We have a small compact Rativa CB radio for $83. I don't know what these normally are. They might be kind of good. They might be kind of crappy. It would be nice if more people would get into CB radio so it could be used more on a local basis instead of like, you know, only working when there's skip coming in. I get on there and listen every once in a while, as you guys know, but I do not talk on there. If there was local people on there, I'd probably talk on there. I'm not interested in talking skip on CB radio. It doesn't float my boat, but that's just me. But if there was local people that had something interesting to talk about, I'm all for it. We looked up ham radio. Let's look up 10 meter radio, because this is where the deals are happening, guys. Oh wow, he dropped this one to 127. So this is going to be like your typical export radio that you need to convert over to use it on CB. It's kind of like a Cobra 148 with a modern touch to it. FM, AM, USB, LSB, no CW. Noise reduction, which I hear is good. Echo and the different bands. Power and MIG. I don't know if MIG is mic gain. RX and TX button. I don't know. Is it a light or a button? So this is the QT60. This is the cheapest I've ever seen it. $127. They do some really weird, strange things. I saw it yesterday. It was $169. Here it says the typical price is $149, and that it's $127. I don't know. Yeah, it says right here, regular price $169. I've never seen it $149. I've definitely never seen it $127. So I think this would be a good radio for a CB operator. I could not imagine trying to use this thing on 10 meters. You would have no idea where the hell you were at. You would just have to tune to people in, like, you know, CB channelized steps. And so, not being able to fine tune the clarifier. Where's the clarifier? See, it's got weird nomenclature. FIN, RFG. What's FIN? Fine. Frequency in. RFG is RF gain. I think FIN is the clarifier. I just couldn't recommend this radio to anybody, really. Based on, like, if you're going to use it for 10 meters, that would be horrible. I think probably would make a good little driver box for some illegal CB radio amplifier and, you know, whatever. Okay, so the QT80, I do own this radio, and I think this is cheaper than I got mine for. They had it as low as $269 last Amazon days, and then it went down to $234. I think that I might have got mine with a coupon and some other stuff, but I think it was more than that. So this has been $299 normally. This is a really good radio. I've made a lot of contacts on this mobile. It's actually, I prefer it more for 10 meters than anything, because it actually does 100 watts on sideband, believe it or not. It's rated at 80, but it does 100 on sideband. So I don't really recommend using it on 15 meters, but you can get it to work on 15. I'm not going to go into too much about that, because I don't know how far we are time-wise. I don't want to kind of like keep this sort of short. Alright, and then we have this radio. This is how much I paid for the one that I bought last time, and this is the cheapest it's been on sale. This radio is a little on the big side compared to the other one, and it uses an RJ45 microphone connector. It does have a nice display. You can see the signal, the power, and the SWR all like right there. It does not have the extra digit on the display, but I find that it's very stable and it doesn't really seem to matter. Um, it seems to put out pretty good power. I have not tested it on AM, but as I understand, it uses the same main board as the Striker, and it's basically a loud talking CB radio on 11 meters. I've not unlocked mine or removed the seals, but yeah, it's on the porky side. It's big. You would be surprised how large this radio is. You know, it's bigger than you would think. The what the hell did this thing just do to me? That radio is actually small. Okay, I don't know why it's doing this, but anyway, we'll go through the deal. Here's another interesting and well-reviewed radio. It's the Retevis Illumix HS4, and it was 226, I think, earlier. 229, so 183 is a really good deal on that. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about it, but it does have like the Indiglow backlight. Let's see if we can find the picture of it. There usually is a picture of it. The backing does light up. I think it's probably, I like the side microphone. It's probably around the same size as the QT60.
Turn it back on. And look at that. We're now a CB radio.
So.
All right. Now that we got it where we want it to be.
So there's some reviews on that. That's a good deal on that one. See, these are the TYT versions. Here's the Striker. The 955 is supposed to have the same board as this radio right here. This is the TYT version. So, there's another version of that other radio I was telling you about called the 5558. And I think it's the same radio with different face. The controls all look about the same. One thing to note, they do have the extra digits on the display, which is nice. But most of these radios are so stable that they could take those 2 digits off of there and it wouldn't matter. But I guess some silly ham operators like to operate real weird, like in between the sheets kind of frequencies. So this one here is basically set up the same. So it's definitely a cool buy at the time. We do have the... Is this a different one? Okay, so this is the anytone version of the one I showed you earlier. With the weird names on the stuff. I couldn't see buying that over the Rate Oddity one since we know they're exactly the same. The Striker 655. There was some kind of review on that where they compared that to that radio and said that it was using the same thing. I don't know. We got some Galaxy radios, which are cool. I like Galaxy radios, especially not those ones, but especially ones that do sideband. Unfortunately, most of these Galaxy radios, they're not real stable, and so that's kind of a big problem. And I don't know about these weird General Lee radios that you see. There's like always some like weird seller selling these on Amazon. Like, I don't think I would buy from these people. I'd go to eBay if I wanted a Connex or something, or General Lee, or RCI. Here's another interesting radio. Here's the President McKinley for $170, but I don't think we're in the Amazon deals. I might be wrong. Anyway, there is a lot of deals on here, guys. A lot. I mean, like, it's just nuts. So, My picks would probably be all the 10-meter radios, honestly. I don't know why they're not showing up, but it's strange. Amazon is such a pain to look things up, as you guys know. But, they'll, other than, like, there's some really good deals on the Nano VNAs. The new 4-inch ones are $64 right here. And as you know, if you've owned one of these for a while, the small screen is kind of a pain in the butt. Also, $42 for the regular one. So if you don't already own one of these and you're a ham, you need one. Unless you just buy like homemade antennas or something. Anyway, so I wanted to kind of try and keep this short. I don't want to edit it. I don't want to deal with it. I just wanted to get this video out here so you guys can see that there's some deals. And also, if you buy something, it helps my channel out because I get a kickback, a small percentage, and the price is still the same. So if you're thinking about buying one of these, use the affiliate links down below. If you use the affiliate link, anything you buy when you search after you've used the affiliate link helps support my channel. So even if you don't want something that's in the link, click the link, browse Amazon, order something, and they'll probably give me 2%. I'm just saying. So, I'll catch you guys later, and I really appreciate everybody watching and subscribing. And hit the like button because I'm really struggling here with the channel to just like, it's kind of like it's dying. So, I'll catch you all later.